Anish, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's good to see you again. I remember talking to you about searching
Yes.
at the DGA in 2018.
This is Rama screen at the LA Asian Pacific Film Festival 2018 with the opening night film creators searching, right? Aneesh and Seth. Congratulations on the movie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
And so any familiar faces we had on that journey, it's so nice to see again. So hello.
Good to see you too. I was there this past Monday when you and Seth showed up in the theaters and
Great,
did that.
great.
You guys did that little nice intro. Now, in your speech, you mentioned that Sony repeatedly asked you to do a sequel, but you and Seth said no repeatedly. So, what made you finally said yes? What was that eureka moment?
To be honest with you, you're right. We said no so many times. And I think one of the movies I would always cite as a reason to say no was Memento. It felt like if you made a sequel to Memento, like, and made it backwards again, well, they already did it. Like, why would you do that again? There's nothing more to explore because it was such a trick. And then we realized somewhere in that time, in that gap, that like, well, it's not just a trick. What we were doing was making a time capsule of 2018 in searching. And like, if you look at searching now, it is a period piece. The way we operate as a computer generation has changed a little bit in 4 years through a pandemic, through technology advancing, through apps being updated, through lingo changing, through generations passing on. Like, things happen very quickly on the internet, and the internet's a very big place. And we realize, like, in a very short amount of time, the space is actually plenty like explorable. It's really just a matter of finding the right story to put in that. And suddenly we were like, okay, that's less of a leap. Now I feel like there's a thematic reason that we can at least go to the internet again if it's going back into the woods. But like, and then Sev had the idea of, the first idea of like swapping the main characters of searching a dad looking for a kid, and this one was a kid looking for a parent, and suddenly it provided all the energy and the excitement and the freshness that made the movie feel like, hey, we're exploring the world from a totally different POV. It's going to require a totally different filmmaking style, and move a lot differently. And suddenly these are all exciting elements that started coming to us, and we just started working on it, and then we had an 18-page outline.
Other filmmakers would love to have full control of their franchise, but you and Seth handed the baton to Nick and Will. What made you decide that these were the right guys for the job? And did you guys have to coach them about screen live storytelling, about making a movie using screen live format?
Well, Nick, not at all. Literally not at all. We never had to coach them on anything. I mean, Nick and Will edited searching. They are, and when you edit searching, you are not just an editor of a movie. You are one of the filmmakers of that film. Like, anybody who's seen Missing or who's seen Searching knows that like when your ideas of editing don't compute with what you just watched on that film. Like, how is editing that? Like, you are one of the filmmakers. So it felt awesome to us to be able to hand the reins to the film to another set of first-time filmmakers. When I made Searching, I was a first-time filmmaker, just trying some stuff out. And I can promise you, no director makes a movie like this and wants to do it again. So immediately I was out of the question. I was just like, no way, no way, no way. Like, and so and it felt like a great opportunity to get, like, because we changed the protagonist, just get a fresh POV in. And like, that's what they brought. Like, the movie is fast. It's exciting. It doesn't teach you anything anymore. Searching one was all about proving that you could tell a movie this way. This movie doesn't try to prove anything. It's just like off.
You mentioned parent-daughter theme. Is that a theme that you guys always gravitate towards? And do you guys make it your personal mission to always have your movies feature people of color as the lead stars?
Yeah, it's just happened that way. It feels like every single thing that we've written somehow has a parent child. Even the thing that we're going to go out with next, that we're finishing my next screenplay with Sev, that I'll direct now, not screen thing, parent-child relationships in it, a little less, but like there. And like, it's just something that we both have gravitated to our whole life. No, I don't think I make any special mission personally of casting people who don't like, I don't like, the thing that we realized going into Missing is just like, I think if you go in with like this objective like of accomplishing a social goal, it can be good, but like sometimes like the best choice is the one the story is asking for. Searching worked because John Cho and Michelle Yeoh were like, it was the right choice for the story to cast a Korean American family at the center of it. You know, like for Run, you know, like the story was about a girl who uses a wheelchair. It just felt right. Like there's going to be performance that we're going to get. There's going to be experience that we're going to get. There's going to be insight we're going to get. There's going to be like authenticity we're going to get. That'll better the story of the film if we cast somebody who used a wheelchair in real life. And with Missing, it felt the same way. Let's not tie ourselves to anything. Let's just like see who we think could tell the story the best. And I think so far, the fact that I come from an Indian American background or like come from an Asian American background, you know, the definition of that's large, like it's already informing enough, I think, of my worldview to that, like, I trust that I will cast in a way that I feel is right, but make sure that we're serving the story first and foremost.
So what's the newest screen live method technique? Because I noticed that the regular ones like surveillance video cameras and the FaceTime, of course, but the live feed on tourist places, is that based on a real thing? And do you guys have to create some new app to help Storm Reed's character connect point A to point B? Talk to me about that.
I think these movies live and die by it feeling like, hey, this is the internet that you and I know. Like Face and Tick would not work in this film. You know, like if you just made those up, like it needs to feel like that's what you really need. So we always made it a goal to use the internet as it exists, and only create things as it needed. The only in searching, we created this app called Ucast where the daughter would upload these videos, and that's because the bad guy interacts with her, and we didn't want to make the real site that we were basing that off of have the bad guy, like they were never going to let us use it if we had the bad character do it. And so with this film, at the same part of the story, the midpoint, the daughter finds mom's dating app history and finds like, or is it mom's? It's Kevin's, but like basically like she finds the dating app history, and that site we had to create because we needed it to contain different parameters. We didn't want it to just be text. We wanted it to be video. So like we started like creating a way and a very authentic looking dating app in order to tell the story. So there are times when telling the story requires it to be different, but we're very selective as to when and where that happens, because if it doesn't feel real, it takes you out of the story and you're just like, I see the filmmakers there, but it needs to feel real. So for the most part, everything is exactly as you and I would use the internet.
All right. Missing opens in theaters January 20. Anish, thank you for talking to me, and congratulations.
Thank you, Ram. I appreciate it. Good seeing you again.